Hello, welcome to Legacy Verse Poetry. This is a channel that's dedicated to classic poems, and I'm Mel Johnson. As our inaugural reading, we're going to be exploring Rudyard Kipling's If, a poem that has been called the perfect recipe for becoming a perfect human being. I may not be aware, but there is both a tragedy and a controversy that surrounds this poem, and I'm going to cover that after I read the poem. You're not going to want to miss that. So we'll proceed with the reading of the poem. Then we'll spend about 2 minutes discussing the poem and those two issues. And then if you're still interested and want to stay with us, we'll have an additional about 2 minutes discussing what this channel is about, inviting you to be a part of it, and a little bit about us. But first, the poem. If, by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, talk too fine. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. But watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop, build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth, everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Thank you for staying with us through that powerful piece. Most people don't realize that Kipling wrote it as advice to his son John, and not as a general philosophic statement, at least not initially, but rather a father's personal guidance to his boy. Tragedy lies in the fact that John was killed in World War I at just the age of 18. And I think that makes these words even more poignant when you consider that they were a father's hope for his child's character, a character that never really got a chance to fully develop. But, in a way, here's what's remarkable is that although Kipling wrote this for one young man in 1910, the words have resonated with young people across every background and generation since. The struggles he describes, dealing with doubt and facing triumph and disaster, standing up when others lose faith in you. These are universal human experiences. They don't recognize the boundaries of race or gender or even era. What strikes me about the poem is how it captures something I think we still struggle with today. That balance between confidence and humility, between persistence and flexibility. Kipling gives us this roadmap for navigating life's contradictions, and honestly, I think we need that wisdom now as much as ever, maybe more than ever. And here's where the controversy comes in. There is a body of thought that the poem was actually written primarily as a tribute to a man named Leander Starr Jameson. So if you have an opinion on this matter, please add it to the comments. Again, if you agree or don't agree with me that we still need the qualities Kipling wanted to instill in his son, comment so that we can have a discussion on these issues or any other issues that you wish to bring up in the comments. Perhaps the first time that you read this poem or read it to one of your children. Now, I hope you will join us next time when we read and discuss Invictus. This is a powerful poem of a man looking back over a life of challenges. And even if you don't recognize the name of the poem, you may pass its last line. It has a very famous last line. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you. Now I'd like to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about us and this channel. Thank you for joining me, and I want to invite you to become an active member of the community of lovers of classic poems, which we hope to build on the channel, entitled Legacy Verse Poetry. Since we are just getting underway, posting a like and entering a comment are important to us. Certainly appreciate if you would do that. If you want to be able to find our future readings, consider subscribing. Our next one is Invictus, as we mentioned. And that's going to be followed by a change of pace with the cremation of Sam McGee. We hope to release a new poem every 2 weeks, and we plan to release, but not in any particular order, the following group of poems: The Road Not Taken, The Raven, O Captain, My Captain. One that was a favorite of my children when they were very young, and as a matter of fact, a favorite of mine when I was very young, The Owl and the Pussycat. And one that's a favorite of mine right now, and that's Crossing the Barn. How Do I Love Thee? And I Do Not Stop for Death. These are among the next ones we're considering. We'd love to hear from you poems that you'd like to have us do so that we can put them in the queue. Now, as a thank you to our subscribers, and we certainly hope that we do obtain a few subscribers, we're going to have a drawing after our 4th poem. And the winner is going to receive a copy of a book of poems that means something special to us. It's called 101 Famous Poems. While not all the poems we plan to cover on this channel can be found in this book, many of them can. My name is Mel Johnson. I and my wife, Marjorie, created this channel as a way of creating a legacy for our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren that are yet to be born, covering the poems we loved as children and read to our children. In some cases, they read to theirs. Now, Marjorie and I were in our 40s when we met, fell in love. And one of the endearing links that we had with each other was our history with this book, 101 Poems. Both of us, as it turns out, read from it with our mothers, and both of us had read poems from it to our children. So sharing these poems became an important part of our courtship. 45 years later, it still is. We have a joint love of 19th and early 20th century poems and poets, and we'd like to share that with you as well as with our family. We'll expand on this in the future and in response to questions you may pose. So Many thanks for joining us. We hope to see you again at future readings. In the meantime, stay healthy and stay engaged.